So what I want to do instead is install a sort of GPS phrase inside of you. So the problem is a lot of us are just walking around and wondering like, what is my purpose? And so essentially we're telling our brain that we don't have one. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm Kip. So today I'm wondering, what is your statement of purpose? What is your life mantra? So as Friedrich Nietzsche once said, he who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Because in the world today, we are bombarded with hows. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I answer this question? How am I going to go here? How am I going to do this? Instead of asking, why am I doing this? Why should I go here? So instead of making decisions on the fly, I'm going to give you a fly swatter. So you can just swat through all these decisions because you know what your life mantra is. It's a 6 to 7 word sentence that is unique to you, that makes sense to you, and that you can use to navigate throughout your life. So you're going to hear a lot of questions coming up, a lot of questions that people are going to ask of you, and they're going to require a yes or no answer. But once you have this sentence, you're just going to think, does this make sense to my sentence? Yes? Okay, great, I'll do it. No? Okay, great, I'm not doing it. So if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Because as Wayne Dyer once said, the very fact of your existence indicates that you have a purpose. So that's great. And a lot of what he talks about in his Power of Intention is just your purpose is that you're living your purpose, which makes sense, but it's kind of confusing. So what I want to do instead is install a sort of GPS phrase inside of you. So the problem is a lot of us are just walking around and wondering like, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? And so essentially we're telling our brain that we don't have one. So think about it. You're walking around asking the universe or God or yourself really like, what is my purpose? So essentially you're saying you haven't found it yet. But the point is like your purpose is already there. It's already alive inside of you. You just have to be able to sort of define what it is, because thoughts about your purpose are really just your purpose trying to connect to you. But sometimes that's still hard to grasp, right? So that's why we're once you have this phrase, it really makes things so much easier, because people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Simon Sinek said that in his book, Start With Why. And, you know, whether you're thinking about this in terms of business or in terms of entrepreneurship or in terms of whatever, it doesn't matter. Your soul is the same way. Your soul doesn't care what you're doing, it cares why you're doing it. So my goal for you is to live purposefully so you can give your purpose. So, how do we do this? Well, that's the great question, right? Well, I'm going to ask you 4 questions, and after each question, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to answer them, because each of these questions are going to have some clues as to what your sentence might be. So, the first question is, what lights you up? What lights you up? Pause, answer that. Number 2, what lights your parents up? Pause, answer the question. Number 3, what do strangers compliment you about? Pause, answer the question. And number 4, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? Pause, answer the question. Now, good, I hope you answered all those questions, and the point is that all 4 of those questions are gonna have some key words, some key phrases that keep coming up, and those are clues as to what your 6 to 7 word sentence might be. Now, I've worked with a lot of clients, and when they come to this sentence, when they realize what this sentence is in their life, everything starts changing. So a couple of them have been, glorify God in everything I do. Great. One of my clients was, be a voice for other people. Oh, I love that one, it's beautiful. Another one of mine was, make nachos and watch Game of Thrones. Now, that's where we started, but hopefully that's not where he ended. But if it is where he ended, then great, because you know what, it doesn't matter. These life mantras, these life phrases are unique to you, and that's the point. Because once you have your unique phrase that's unique to you, then you start to see that you are unique in this world. You were born for a reason. You have a certain amount of gifts that are used to serve others, that can be used to serve others. It can always glorify your ego or help others. That's a decision. So you may be wondering, okay, well, how do I know once I've landed on my sentence? Well, you'll know because you have this intuitive thing called emotions. And your emotions, your spirit, your soul will feel so good when you've landed on the exact right combination of words. And how you know is because you'll read it back to yourself and you'll just feel electric, you'll feel alive, you'll feel finally like you have figured it out. And then your job is not to figure out how this is going to work, how your purpose is going to manifest, how blah, blah, blah. Your job is just to focus on your purpose, focus on this sentence, and the world will start bringing things into your life that align with it. Because you're telling your brain that you want these things to come in. Your brain is a question-answering machine. So the questions you ask it, the statements you give it, it will produce a result. It will produce an answer. Now, obviously, you have to take action, but the point is you're going to take action because you're so aligned and you're so purposeful with what you're doing. That's where real action comes from. Being aligned, being in service, and being awake to what your life is meant to do and be for other people. So for me, when I finally figured out what my life mantra was, which is to live in love and help spread light, everything started making sense. I started making decisions from that phrase alone. Once you do that, I promise things will just start changing. So, you may not have landed on it quite yet. It's hard to do in 5 minutes, obviously, but ruminate on these things. Keep asking these questions, keep writing things down, and eventually you will come up with a phrase that is your phrase. And hang it up wherever you go. Think about it at night, think about it in the morning, and anytime anyone asks you a question, think your phrase first, and then answer yes or no. So, what's your 6 to 7 word sentence? I want to know. Write in the comments below. And how can you start living your purpose now? Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you watching. And as always, spread this video to people who may be struggling with finding their own life mantra, finding their own life statement, because I guarantee it will shift things dramatically in their life. And as always, live in love and spread your light. Thanks. Did you like this video? If so, subscribe to our channel here. And if you want even more awesome resources on how to live your life, plus some exclusive updates that I only give out over email, go on over to alexkip.com and sign up for our email updates, because we would love to light you up even more. Thanks for watching, Soul Warriors.